I finished watching Groundswell. It's the third in a series of documentaries. First was Kiss the Ground, and then there was Common Ground, and now there's Groundswell. Anytime I watch a documentary like this, I always go into it with the knowledge that whoever is making it has a bias. They already feel educated on the topic, which is part of what drives them to have that passion to create a documentary like this. Bias isn't necessarily, in a situation like this, bias isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just a fact. They already have a bias. Some of what they say is probably going to fall in line with their belief system. That doesn't mean that they didn't use science to make this. They did. But I think it's important, as a researcher myself, I think it's important to acknowledge our biases. That's a huge part of doing research. Having said all of that, I did enjoy the documentary itself. There was a lot of information in it that was really interesting and really helpful. A lot of the focus of this one was global warming and how that affects water. They went to places like in sub-Saharan Africa, in India, and parts of the US, and all over the world, where they are coming up with more creative ways of creating systems to harness the water when it rains and not just let it like drain, not just let it like wash over the land and wash the soil away. Ways of harnessing that water and using it. So irrigation, but different ways of irrigation than what we normally think of when we think of irrigation, like aqueducts or more traditional methods of irrigation. These are really, really creative ways of irrigating the land and changing it, transforming it from what is typically, at least in current history, known as like a really, really arid area, a desert area, transforming it into a place that looks more like an oasis, that has a lot of green, has a lot of life. And utilizing the methods that they did, they were able to attract animals to come back to that area. And then the whole area just starts to thrive. And to me, that was my biggest takeaway, was the things that they did with water and how that, trickle down effect, how that affected everything else around it, brought the animals back, and then everything just started to really, really drastically change. It's an hour and 33 minutes, and it actually kept my attention the whole time. In fairness, I love documentaries, and I especially love documentaries that are about environmental issues. That's my personal bias. So let me know what you think. Have you watched it? Are you going to watch it? What are your impressions of it? Did you watch Kiss the Ground, the first one in the series? Did you like it? I have seen Kiss the Ground. I have not seen the second one called Common Ground. So I'm going to go watch that one right now. It's narrated by Jason Momoa and Donald Glover, Rosario Dawson and Laura Dern. And like the other two, it's largely about environmental issues. It's about water. It's about land. It's about growing food. It's about regenerative farming.